Live? I hope we're live. Me. There you go. Boom, boom. Boom. Hopefully we're live here. What's happening, everybody? What's up? What's up? This is Jose Trujillo. How's it going? Boom. I'm gonna go like that. Okay, we're gonna be talking about today because every morning I wanna be able to make some sort of video to bring you guys content that matters to you guys, to all of you out there who are artists, all you who are trying to hustle your way into selling paintings, getting into art exhibits, gallery spaces, commissions, and all that good stuff. I'm your boy, Jose Trujillo. So I want to show up as much as possible and bring you as much content as possible as I'm allowed, as I possibly can. Man, I use the word possible a lot. Anyways, good morning, y'all. Let me wave. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is I think I'm going to have to learn how to write. Perfectionism, okay? That's at some point I'm going to flip this videos. Anyways, we're going to be talking about perfectionism very quick here. The one thing that keeps messing with artists, it keeps messing you up. If you're an artist, you probably experience some sort of perfectionism. I think if you're a human being, you've experienced some sort of perfectionism. I keep hearing from artists all the time. I get emails, text messages, PMs, whatever, DMs, and all that, even phone calls from artists who are telling me or asking me, Jose, how do you deal with perfectionism? I want everything to be so tight and perfect. And at the end of the day, I feel like I have this whole analysis paralysis thing going on where I'm not able to move forward because I want everything to be nice and tight. And to you, I'm telling you, look, it's not a problem that you have because, I don't know, maybe you experiencing some sort of difficulty, some personal condition or challenge, right? Some sort of. So I'm not trying to sound like an ableist here and telling people they don't have certain challenges, of course. But if I want to point this out, it's not. This is pretty much everyone's problem, guys. Okay, so I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure. I know some people experience it at a higher level, and others experience it a little less. But this, or some people experience it harder and more difficult in certain situations. Maybe in their personal life, in their romantic life. Maybe they don't experience it in their career, whatnot. If you're experiencing it in your career, this is what I'm talking about. If you're experiencing perfectionism in your career, you're not alone. This is not you problem. This is a very normal thing. And it's also not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are trying to make everything right. What it really means is that you're afraid. You may not know how to do things. And so because you don't know how to do things, you're trying to get them right the first time. If this makes any sense. Let's see, my partner is a perfectionist. That's why she's with me. Vital paintings. Yeah. And so I hear this a lot from artists. Hey, dude, like I'm a perfectionist. It maybe has to do with my ADHD or this or that. And I'm like, dude, I get it. I've never been diagnosed with anything like that, but I know that I have some, especially growing up, some very difficult things, some challenges, all kinds of stuff. I think just about every human being has some form of challenge, emotional or whatever. And so I know that for me it was very tough to do anything because I needed to do it, perfect. I needed to do it right. In my mind, what right meant. And perfect doesn't necessarily mean the idea that we have a perfection. So for example, let me give you an example. For artists out there who are creating art where you're painting, and they're like, oh man, I needed to make it perfect, like this realism, right? A sense of realism in my paintings. It doesn't always manifest itself in status quo type of perfection. Most of the time, you're trying to get something, you're trying to scratch an itch that you have in your mind that keeps moving. It's a moving target, and you can never really scratch it. It's just a moving target. By the time you feel you got there and you're like, yeah, I got it right, it already moved. It's always moving, and it always makes you pivot, and you can't never scratch that thing. And so I've come to understand that this is a very human thing. It's a very normal human thing, and I've come to understand that it comes for most people. Again, I can't speak for everybody, but for most people, it comes from fear. Perfectionism comes from fear. Let's see. Okay, perfectionism comes from fear. I know you can't read it, but I like to write it anyways. Perfectionism comes from fear, and fear of what? I know a lot of people out there say fear of the unknown, fear of, I don't know, being ridiculed. I make up words from time to time. Fear of being ridiculed, fear of appearing like an idiot, right? A lot of people don't want to do videos because they're like, no, dude, if I make a video, it's going to be perfect or it's going to be right. They might not use the word perfect. They might say, I want to do it, I want it to have quality. And what they're really saying many times, most of the time when I coach artists, what they're really saying is I wanted to match my idea of good. I wanted to match my idea of good. And that is a very tough, it's a very long shot. It's a very tough thing to do. And so one of the things that I've learned in my career is move forward and be vulnerable. Be okay with lighting not be right. If you're making a video, be okay with not having fucking thumbnails, not saying everything correct. Be okay with that. If you're putting a YouTube video, be all right with that. Move forward, fail forward. The best thing you can do is fail forward, right? Because you can always pick up the pieces. I think also a lot of us were raised not just by our parents but society in general. We were told that you have to do it right the first time. A lot of people out there are told, hey, look, learn the rules. If you're an artist, learn the rules and then you can break them. There's always this thing that you have to meet, this sort of status quo. Learn how to create the best work you can, the best composition, the best color theory, whatever, and then you can fuck with it, right? Then you can move and start doing whatever you want with it, and you can come up with your own ideas. But first, you have to do it right. And I think we go through life like this. We have to do it right, and there is no right. There's only effort. On one time after another, I've learned this. There is only effort. The people that are doing great on Instagram, or the people that are doing great in sales, selling their artwork, or in galleries, or the people that are doing great achieving a very cool style of painting, or really great themes, or whatever they're doing, they only get rewarded with effort. They don't get rewarded because they did something so well. It's the consistency of effort. It starts shaping something. It starts shaping it over a period of time. And it almost never gets talked about. This idea is always of, I got to get it right. If you're going to make a post on Instagram, oh my God forbid that you don't put the right filter or the right lighting, or you didn't use the right camera. I see so many people failing at this and just kind of like tying their own hands, tying their own hands because they don't want to be ridiculed, because they don't want to appear, they don't want their standards, because I have this fucking idea of myself that my standards have to be so high. No, they're not. If they were, you would be doing them. If they really were that high, you would be performing at that level. Naturally, not straining to get to that level. No, it would be natural to perform at that level. And so a lot of us strain to try to get to a level, but there is no repetition. People fail at the repetition. They keep failing at it. So we move forward and we're like, okay, I'm going to make the best Instagram post. I'm going to make the best artwork, the best collection of art. I'm going to have the best pitch so that when I sell my commissions, and on and on and on. I'll tell you something. You can have a shitty pitch, a pretty shitty pitch, selling artwork or presenting your artwork in a gallery or whatever. But I promise you, if you do that enough times, you're going to start landing the sale. And not only that, by sheer luck, you're going to start landing the sale. If you just start contacting people and tell them, hey, look, I got my artwork here. Check it out. It's such and such size. It's such and such price. Boom, it's available if you want to buy it. Your pitch could be stupid. It could be like ridiculous. It could be bad, really bad. And you can still land sales if you do it over and over and over. The other thing that happens is that the pitch keeps getting better. Why? Because you start learning how to present better over time. And so what I'm trying to say here is that we don't respect time. We don't respect those lapses of time. This is something I learned from listening to old recordings of Tony Robbins. I remember when I was young, when I was a younger artist, he used to say this a lot. Tony Robbins used to say a lot of people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10. In other words, right, we think that we can do this grandiose thing in a very short period of time. And because we have this idea in our minds, we're not really playing it. We're not playing it correct, which is like really setting a goal and start moving towards that direction slowly. You don't need to move fast. It doesn't have to come overnight, but you can make it happen, and it can really shape into something good. A lot of people ask me, how did you come up with your art style? Fuck, man, I didn't wake up one day and all of a sudden I paint, with bold brushstroke and a loose painting style. It didn't happen overnight. This is a shaping of over 20 years. So people see me on Instagram and they're like, oh my God, I just found you. I'm like, oh shit, man, you just found me? I've been painting for over 20 years. That sucks that you just found me. Because people get this idea that it just happened. Let's see, Cognitos. Ike. I almost forgot your name, Ike. Ike says, this mindset was a big hurdle for me in physical fitness. Yeah, it's a very human thing. Want to learn. There you go. And so I want to leave you with that. Let's see. Joe says, what is perfection? Isn't what you see what others see? It may be perfect to them. Hope that makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah, because it's in the eye of the beholder, right? It's in the eye of the beholder. The thing is that there is an agreed as time goes by, you're going to start finding out that the market either agrees with your idea of imperfect or perfect. And that usually has to do with two things: with how much effort is put in there, right? How much effort, and how much the market knows you. So for example, Picasso could put very little effort on a doodle, right? Or whoever, very little effort on a doodle. It could be perceived as very little effort on Picasso's doodle, but he spent a shitload of effort making a brand for himself, the Picasso brand. He spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, a lot of everything, right? A lot of push, making the brand very famous. So at the end of the day, it's going to come down to effort, either effort on your art, or effort on your brand, or effort on both. That at the end of the day, the market gets to decide, but a lot of it has to do with what effort you're putting, because the market is, although the market can decide, right? It's subjective. The market can decide if something is good or bad. But also the market is very smart. This is something that I've learned over doing this full time over 10 years. The market is very smart. It's very astute. It is very intelligent. It's a collective intelligence. The market is a collective intelligence, and they know when something is good. It starts, either the artist. This is a whole other topic, anyways. But either the artist has a lot of brand power, or the artist has spent a lot of effort and energy in creating either great art or great collections of art, or whatever that may be. But anyways, that is long term. That is long haul. That has very little to do with what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is move forward. Move forward. It doesn't matter what. This is one of the things I try to remind artists. Look, be okay being vulnerable. You're not going to say the right shit all the time. You're not going to paint the right painting. I often joke around and I say, for every good painting that I made 99 really shitty ones. And those really shitty ones, most of the people that buy them from me are like, dude, this is the best thing I've seen. But it's because I'm fighting with my own standards. As an artist, that's all you do. You're constantly competing and fighting with your standards. And so my idea of shitty is someone else's idea of a fucking masterpiece. And it's just, you have to come into terms with that. That's why you have to just move forward. What's up, Bill? How's it going, Liz? Good to see you here. And so I'll leave you with that. That's why I think this is very important. Fail forward, keep moving forward. This whole idea of perfectionism, you're not a perfectionist, guys. I know people say that all the time. They're like, you're afraid. You're afraid. It's fear. It's not perfectionism, it's fear. Every time that we don't know something, we're stepping into new terrain. It's like, oh, I want to just get it right. No, you don't want to just get it right. You're afraid, and it's okay to be afraid. You know, if you're doing a YouTube video or whatever, oh, I want everything to be right. I want the camera to look like this and then flash and I don't know, like have text and a great thumbnail and be witty and dude, it's perfectionism. It's not because you're perfect. This whole idea, it's because you're afraid. You've never done it before, or if you've done it, you're afraid of what people might say out there, or you're afraid that you're going to put all this effort into your artwork and it's going to go to shit. No one's going to want it. No one's going to buy it. If you put it on Instagram, you might be afraid of getting very little views, and what is that going to reflect on you as an artist? If you get a couple of hearts only, or maybe 2 comments every time you post something on Instagram, boo-hoo, right? It's fear. It's fear. But don't let that shit stop you. It's not Liz says it's truth. Truth. Don't let that stop you. It's little think. It's little think. I know so many artists out there, they're always looking at how many likes they got, or if they base it on that. If I got shares, oh, I'm gonna do that again, and if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna change and I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and I'm gonna make this right thing. I'm like, dude, just post something. Fuck it, post something and let it shape itself. You're a smart person. Every human being is smart. When you start doing something, you start shaping it. Even if you don't know you're doing it, you start shaping it. You start making it better. My first live video was like, "Hi everybody." Now I'm like, I even cuss, right? I don't care. Like it's me. It's me. And it's not gonna be perfect. And I've done better videos and I've done worse videos, but you know what? They all get seen. And that's all I care. I care that they get seen. I can put them out there and they get seen. And if they didn't land the traffic that I was looking for or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. Why? Because I'm gonna put another one out there. I'm gonna put another video. It's the same thing with paintings. I make a painting, boo-hoo, no one liked it, or people didn't share it, or I set it up for auction and it only got, I don't know, I only got $70 out of it. And boo-hoo, I'm gonna cry. No, by the time that I sit there and start licking my wounds, I better go and make another painting and put it out there, and then put it out there and start shaping this thing. This thing is about shaping it like a piece of like a block of wood. You have to start pounding it and shaping it, and every pound that you do is a video you throw out there, is a live that you do, is a painting that you do, is a post that you put on Instagram or Facebook. Anyways, perfectionism, guys. You're not a perfectionist. Get over this bullshit. You're afraid, and it's okay, because fucking fear is hard. Being afraid is hard. It's like it ties you. It ties you. But what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and be afraid, or you're going to go do something about it? And so this is just a little reminder, guys. Go do something about it. Peace out. The name is Jose Trujillo. If you have any questions or any comments, let me know. By the way, if you think this video is worth anything, share it with someone. I'm going to post it here on Instagram on my wall. If you think somebody needs to hear this kind of ish, tag a friend. I don't know. Take care.